Welcome back to another video. In this video, we are moving on to the second problem, which is Two-Fer. Moving on to the next second problem is Two-Fer. And in this problem, what we have given is we need to say two for you and two for me. If there's a person, then we call that one for person name and one for me. If there's no person, then if the person's name is not present, then we say one for you and one for me. So here you can see Alice. Name is Alice, one for Alice and one for me. Similarly, if there's no name for the person, we say one for you and one for me. So that is the problem here, and we want to solve it in SQLite. We saw hello world in the previous example, in the previous problem that we solved. Let me submit this mark as complete so we can move ahead and make other problems available to us based on what we have solved. So as you can see now we have this available to us. Okay, let me reload this. It still says it is locked. So let's try to reload this. I have submitted it. Yep. Okay. We can move on to this one. It still says locked. Yeah, now it is refreshed and now we can grab this locally here. I just go back and paste this in so it will create a new folder. I have a local binary. You can create it as a source that Exercism file into the path. So now I'll just copy that download command. This will download a Two-Fer folder in that Exercism/SQLite path, which I'm currently in. As you can see, it has Two-Fer folder created and it has a lot of files, mostly for instructions, the actual data, and the test suite that we will be running through this. So you can see the schema has Two-Fer table, right, and has two columns, name and mainly the so you can see help command, data.csv. We have few files that will help us navigating the problem. The command to run test this file is the same, I think. And here we have given the actual instructions for the problem itself. And this is the file that we want to edit to get the solutions. So in this problem, we have given a table Two-Fer and there are two columns, input and response. Input will be pre-populated. The response column is what we want to populate as per the input. If the input has some name, then we say one for the person's name and the input and one for me. If the response or if the input is not there, that is it is null or empty string, then we say one for you and one for me. So we have to update the response column. So let's see how we can do it with some approaches. So one is update Two-Fer, like the table name, setting the value of response column with some predefined values. So let us see the values in the column name. So I think it was response. Let me navigate through the files that we have here. I think it was not here. It is just the instructions for these. Let me go into here. I think we can go into here. It says dialog, but I think it has response. So um, let me go into Two-Fer.sql. As you can see here, we have this all of the files that are used here, and we can see that there was indeed one of the files called Two-Fer.sql that will be help us to get navigate to this. It is really confusing to have name and a dialog there, and input and a response in the table. So let's start this in editor and let's see what the actual table name is. So yeah, it is input and response and not name and dialog. So let's navigate through this and set response as case and end. So we have certain cases when the input is certain values, that is input is not there, then we can say one for you and one for me. And else So when input is present, that is input is not an empty string or null, it is not null, then we say printf. So we need to format this string, right? So one for that input name and one for me. So percentage %s will replace that input into the string. So we will have a formatted string in this case in this case expression. So when the input is empty, it will say that string, and if it is not there, then we'll format the string accordingly. So this is the command that we can use, and we'll paste this inside of this two-fer.sql file. And once that is saved, we can locally test this command, like test this solution. So we can do SQLite bail, I think it was. Let me navigate to that, and we'll first go into that. So SQLite3 bail. It was two-fer underscore not able to see, and then a long folder or something. Let me, I think I'm in a wrong folder here. Yep, that looks like a wrong folder. Let me navigate through that folder for a while. Yeah, this is the right folder. We have all the test suits and data.csv as well. SQLite 3 dash bail. Stop after reading an error. That is what it does. And we'll uh, give it the file that we want to run again. I think this test two-fer underscore test. We prefix it with test. I'm not sure. Let me confirm it with the previous examples that we ran. SQLite bail underscore test. Yeah. So we need to have it two-fer underscore test.sql, and you can see the status is passed for all the cases. No name given, and name given, and another name given. So these are all the cases that they have. So now we can submit this. Exercism submit. This is in the previous file, so I need to also update this to for .sql file. So this will submit that file for that particular problem. And I'll just reload this page. I'll go back, and you can see it has I've submitted the problem and it has passed the test cases. This is the exact thing that we pushed from the local environment. And as you can see, it has been submitted and it has passed. So maybe there might be other problem, like other solutions. Like one is a concatenation operator, which is like double pipes, right? Like whatever that or operator, whatever you want to call it. So you can do one for string. Uh, so this is not double quotes for single. We can use double quotes as well, but I keep a convention of using double quotes for column names and table names. So single quotes are for strings. So one for input. So we have to concatenate these two strings together. So that will be the concatenation operator. It will perform the same thing. Printf is just another way to format strings in a different way. So you can do this as well. And let me copy it in the right file, which is I think we need to go into two-fer.sql. Yeah, this is what the case with printf was, and now I'll paste in the concatenation operator. And now let us run this SQLite bail again, and you can see it has given the same result. It is passing for all the cases. That just does the same thing. We just did it by a different syntax or different solution. So that is one thing that we have solved this two-fer solution. There are other solutions as well. They can go into the community solutions, and you can view those solutions as well. We have not submitted the concatenation here. We have submitted the printf version. So it is that iteration. You can have multiple iterations of the same problem. I'll just mark this complete for now. And I want to show something more from this, which is let me go into the local environment and let's run this as a statement, right? Like let's go into the mode table and let's create a table called two-fer with input text and response as well text. These are two columns. And then insert into two-fer input value ABC and the other one will be empty. So these are the two rows that I'm populating. One has actual text and the other is empty. So you can see there are two rows. One is ABC and other is empty. Now, if I do that query, update to first set response case when input is empty and then printf, you can see that response is populated accordingly. One for ABC and one for me, one for you when the input is empty, one for me. So you can see that live how it actually works. So this is just how you can just run through those like problems in local environment. You can just copy those commands from maybe from the test file or setup files, and you can run those accordingly. I'm just manually hard coded. And let's do also one more one, which is the concatenation operator. So okay, that is a little weird. Maybe if you can do it with different kind of environment editors. So let's get out of this. Yes, let me run this again. Let me clear all the things here. So let's remove printf. I remove the else as well. Let me add the else. One for the name, so it will be input. Then concatenation operator. I think that doesn't look good. Let's add breakpoints. Let me delete everything that might cause an issue. Let's flash operator. Let me check it out once. Oh yeah, that will cause an issue. So let else and then that and then one for the close thing, add the input, then add one more. Oops, sorry, I'm still with enter. One for sorry comma. That will be the input and then one for me. So that will be the end of that string, and it should be end the case. Yeah, we don't need that backslash. So just else. Okay, I just read on this again. Else, when that is the case, then we say one for input, then concatenate it with one comma one for me. So this will just add one for with the input and one for me accordingly. And in the case, semicolon, that will end the statement. So now if you see select car from Two-Fer, uh, it's empty because you have deleted and not added the rows again. We, as you saw, we deleted the rows. Now we insert it again and let's check that back. So it is now empty. Now again we'll run the update commands. Update Two-Fer, set the response. When that it is empty, we'll use you, and else we'll set the input with the concatenation operator, and then you can see that it is performing the same result. So that is how we see this Two-Fer problem in SQLite in the Exercism. Yeah, let's move on to the next one.